Why most seniors age faster than they should. 5 fixable habits. Have you ever had one of those mornings where you look in the mirror and think, I swear I felt younger yesterday? Or maybe you've noticed your energy doesn't bounce back the way it used to. Your skin feels a bit duller, your joints creak just a little louder, and even your thoughts take a bit more effort to string together. And you wonder, is this just what aging is supposed to feel like? But what if I told you that in many cases, it doesn't have to be this way? What if this kind of rapid aging isn't inevitable, but actually preventable? The truth is, a lot of seniors are aging faster than they need to, not because of their birth date, but because of small, everyday habits that wear the body down without us even realizing it. That's right. It's not just about genetics. It's about choices. And the good news is, many of those choices are things we can absolutely change, starting today. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 of the most common habits that speed up aging in seniors, and more importantly, how to fix them. Because it's never too late to take back control over how you feel in your body and mind. Whether you're 60, 70, or even 85, small adjustments can lead to big improvements. Let's start with one of the most sneaky and damaging habits, sitting too much. Now, I know you've heard that before. But hear me out, because this goes deeper than just get up and walk. Sitting for long periods, especially in the same position, slows down circulation, stiffens your joints, weakens your muscles, and even affects your digestion and breathing. Over time, it can shave years off your mobility and your overall vitality. What's tricky is that sitting doesn't feel harmful in the moment. In fact, it often feels like rest. But too much sitting is like a slow leak in your tire. You don't notice it until suddenly you're dragging off balance and stuck wondering what happened. Now, you don't need to start running laps or doing aerobics to fight this. What you need is gentle, consistent movement throughout your day. Stand up and stretch during commercial breaks. Walk while you talk on the phone. Swing your arms. Roll your ankles and shoulders. Even shifting positions every 30 minutes makes a difference. Your body craves motion, not punishment, just motion. Because the moment you stop moving, your body starts forgetting how to move. And that forgetfulness? That's what accelerates aging. Another habit that slips under the radar is skipping protein. Now this one surprises a lot of people, especially because when we think of protein, we think of bodybuilders or young athletes. But here's the thing. After 60, your muscles naturally start to decline. It's a process called sarcopenia. And without enough protein to support muscle repair and strength, that decline speeds up. You might not feel it right away. But suddenly, lifting grocery bags feels harder. Getting up from the floor takes more effort. Even your posture starts to sag. And it's not just about strength, it's about independence. Muscle is your power source. Keeps you walking steadily, climbing stairs, carrying your own laundry. It keeps you from falling. And if you do fall, it helps you get back up. If you're not eating enough protein, especially high-quality protein with each meal, your body starts using its own muscle for fuel. That means your aging process gets a green light to speed ahead. You don't need to overhaul your diet to fix this. You can start with small changes. Add an egg to your breakfast. Have some Greek yogurt with fruit. Toss a handful of beans into your soup. Sprinkle nuts or seeds on your salad. Lean meats, tofu, lentils, cottage cheese. These foods are gentle on digestion and rich in the building blocks your body needs to stay strong and stable. The beauty of fixing this habit is that it doesn't just protect your muscles. It helps regulate blood sugar, supports your metabolism, and even helps you feel fuller longer. That means better energy, better mood, and fewer energy crashes throughout the day. Let's shift now to something a little more emotional, but just as powerful. And that's the habit of social isolation. We don't always see this one as a health issue, but believe me, it is. After retirement, after kids move out, after life slows down, a lot of people unintentionally slip into isolation. Maybe you're still grieving a loss. Maybe your circle has shrunk. Maybe you just don't want to bother anyone. But being alone too often, especially without meaningful connection, doesn't just affect your mood, it affects your body. Research shows that loneliness increases your risk of heart disease, cognitive decline, depression, and even early death. It puts stress on your immune system. It steals your sleep. It speeds up aging in ways that are just as serious as smoking or poor diet. And the worst part? It's easy to fall into and hard to notice. But it's fixable. You don't need a big social life. You don't need to go out every day or make dozens of new friends. What you do need is connection. A phone call, a visit, a shared hobby, a walk with a neighbor, even chatting with someone at the store. These little human moments feed your brain, lift your heart, and remind your body that it's still part of the world. You're not invisible. You're not done making an impact. And if reaching out feels hard, start small. Just one message, one invitation, one "Hey, how are you?" That one act can be a turning point, not just for your spirit but for your health. Now that we've looked at movement, nutrition, and connection, you can probably start to see how fast aging doesn't come from one big decision. It comes from dozens of small ones. And every one of them is a chance to do things a little differently, a little more lovingly, a little more in tune with what your body truly needs. It's incredible, isn't it? How something as simple as standing up more, adding a little protein, or reaching out to another human being can quietly shift the way your body and mind respond to time. These changes don't need to be loud or dramatic. They just need to be intentional. Because aging faster doesn't come from one major moment, it creeps in when we stop paying attention to the small things. But those small things? They're completely within your reach. Now let's talk about another habit that speeds up aging more than most people realize: not getting enough quality sleep. And I'm not just talking about how long you sleep, but how well you sleep. Sleep is your body's time to repair. It's when your brain organizes your thoughts, your muscles rebuild, your immune system resets, and your hormones find balance again. If your sleep is shallow, restless, or too short, it's like trying to recharge your phone with a frayed cable. It might power on, but it won't last long. A lot of seniors start to think poor sleep is just part of aging. Waking up multiple times, feeling tired in the morning, napping during the day. But here's the thing, just because it's common doesn't mean it's normal. In fact, poor sleep is one of the most overlooked accelerators of aging. It affects everything: your memory, your skin, your weight, your mood, even your risk of dementia. And more often than not, the habits we've developed around sleep are making it worse. Things like falling asleep in front of the TV, scrolling through a phone late at night, eating heavy meals right before bed, or letting our minds spiral through old worries. These all tell your brain, stay alert. Not, it's time to rest. So what can you do? Start by creating a simple, calming wind-down ritual. It doesn't need to be complicated. Turn off screens an hour before bed. Dim the lights. Drink something warm and non-caffeinated, like chamomile tea. Read a gentle book or listen to calming music. Stretch lightly or do a bit of slow breathing. Signal your body that it's safe to let go, that it doesn't need to be on guard, that the day is done. And if you wake up in the middle of the night, don't panic. Don't start mentally writing to-do lists or replaying conversations. Instead, try what the Japanese often do: simply acknowledge the wakefulness without judgment. Breathe deeply. Shift positions. Let your mind rest even if your eyes are open. Rest is still healing, even if it's not full sleep. Better sleep doesn't just make your mornings easier. It makes your cells younger. It supports your memory, your coordination, and your emotional balance. It's one of the most powerful anti-aging tools you already have. You just need to treat it with the respect it deserves. Now, as important as sleep is, it won't do much good if you're feeding your body the wrong message every day. And that brings us to another habit that ages people faster than they realize: consuming too much sugar and processed food. This one's a tough one because sugar is comforting. Processed snacks are easy. And many of us grew up in households where sweet treats meant love. But here's the truth: excessive sugar, especially the kind hidden in everyday items like white bread, canned soup, salad dressings, and healthy granola bars, causes inflammation throughout the body. And inflammation is what slowly chips away at your joints, your skin, your energy, and your brain health. You might not feel it right away, but over time, that extra sugar makes your skin wrinkle faster. It messes with your blood sugar, contributes to weight gain, weakens your immune system, and even increases your risk of cognitive decline. It's not about eliminating joy from your diet. It's about knowing when food is helping you and when it's hurting you. You don't need to quit everything cold turkey, but you can start swapping one processed item for something whole and nourishing. Instead of sugary cereal, try oatmeal with fresh fruit. Replace soda with sparkling water and a splash of lemon. If you want something sweet after dinner, choose a square of dark chocolate or a baked apple with cinnamon. The idea is to crowd out the bad with the good. The more you fill your plate with real food, vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, lean protein, whole grains, the less room there is for sugar and processed junk. And soon your cravings will begin to shift. You'll feel more satisfied. Your skin may clear up. Your digestion improves. And best of all, your body feels like it's aging backwards. There's also an emotional layer to this, because a lot of us use food to soothe ourselves when we're lonely, bored, or stressed. That's normal. We're human. But when food becomes the only comfort we turn to, especially food that doesn't love us back, we create a cycle that wears us down over time. Instead of reaching for cookies when you're feeling low, try taking a walk. Call someone you trust. Make a cup of tea. Journal. Stretch. Listen to music. Find something that comforts you in a way that doesn't leave you feeling worse afterward. You deserve that kind of care. Because ultimately, aging well isn't about restriction or willpower, it's about awareness. It's about asking, does this help me feel more alive? Or less? And making choices from that place. Once you start tuning into what truly supports you, movement, connection, nourishment, rest, it becomes easier to spot the habits that are quietly draining your energy and years. And the best part? Every one of those habits is fixable. You're not stuck. You're not behind. Your body is listening, and it's never too late to give it a better message. By now, you've probably realized something important. Aging well isn't just about avoiding illness or wrinkles. It's about protecting the quality of your days. Your energy, your clarity, your strength, and even your joy. And the truth is, many of us aren't aging too quickly because of time itself. We're aging because of habits that are slowly stealing that quality from us. But the beautiful news is this: those habits can be noticed, shifted, and even reversed. And that brings us to the final habit we need to talk about. One that often goes unnoticed because it hides in plain sight. It's the habit of holding on to stress and resentment. Now, that might sound emotional or even philosophical, but I promise you, this is as physical as it gets. When your body stays in a state of tension, worrying about the past, fearing the future, replaying old arguments, or carrying unresolved anger, it affects every system in your body. Your heart beats harder. Your blood pressure rises. Your muscles stay tight. Your sleep suffers. Your digestion slows. And your immune system weakens. You feel it in your chest, your gut, your shoulders, your face. It's like your body is bracing for impact, even when there's no danger in sight. And over time, this state of chronic stress accelerates aging. It increases your risk for heart disease, memory loss, and inflammation. It shortens your fuse and shortens your telomeres, those little protective caps on your DNA that actually control the speed of cellular aging. But here's what most people miss. It's not the stressful event that does the damage. It's how long we hold on to it. It's the replaying, the rumination, the tight grip we keep on things we can't control or change. We think we're being strong by staying angry or staying alert. But real strength is found in letting go, in releasing what doesn't serve us, in choosing peace, moment by moment. Now, I'm not saying that's easy. If someone hurt you, ignored you, dismissed you, or betrayed your trust, it's completely valid to feel that pain. But at some point, the question becomes, is carrying this helping you heal, or is it helping you harden? People who age gracefully tend to have something in common. They've learned how to release, to forgive, not because the other person deserves it, but because they do. They deserve rest. They deserve peace. They deserve to move through their days with ease, not tension. And forgiveness doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be quiet. It can look like taking a deep breath and saying, I'm not carrying this anymore. It can mean writing a letter you never sent, saying a prayer, talking to someone, or even just softening the story in your mind. And when it comes to everyday stress, finances, family, health worries, the news, remember, you can't control everything. But you can control your response. You can choose to pause. You can choose to breathe. You can choose to remind yourself that most of what you worry about will never happen. And that whatever does happen, you are strong enough to meet it with grace. Even something as simple as a daily moment of stillness, a cup of tea in silence, a walk where you let your thoughts settle, a gentle hand on your heart, can shift your nervous system out of fight or flight and into healing. Your body is always listening. When you calm your mind, you calm your cells. And when you calm your cells, you slow the aging process at the deepest level. So as we bring all of this together, let's take a moment to reflect on what's really at the heart of this conversation. It's not about being perfect. It's not about avoiding every single mistake. It's about awareness, about choosing to show up for yourself with more kindness, more attention, and more courage than ever before. Maybe you've been sitting too long without realizing the toll it's taken on your joints and energy. Maybe you've skipped protein or leaned a little too much on sugar and comfort foods without knowing the impact. Maybe you've been quietly isolated or struggling to sleep or carrying weight that has nothing to do with pounds, but everything to do with pain. And yet here you are, still breathing, still learning, still willing. That matters more than anything that came before. Because aging well doesn't happen all at once. It's not the result of one big decision. It's the gentle, repeated choice to listen to your body, to respect your health, to protect your peace, and to treat your future self with the love and support she or he absolutely deserves. You don't have to fix everything today. Just pick one thing. Maybe it's going for a walk after lunch. Maybe it's adding a little protein to your breakfast. Maybe it's calling a friend or turning off the TV an hour earlier, or simply placing your hand on your heart tonight and saying, we're doing okay. Because that small moment, that's the beginning of aging better. Not slower just for the sake of time, but slower so that you have more life in the time you have. More strength, more calm, more meaning, more you. If this video resonated with you, if it gave you even one idea to try, I hope you'll leave a comment. Tell me what habit you're ready to shift. Share a story. Let's keep the conversation going, because this isn't just a video, it's a community. And we're all walking this road together. If you found value in this, give it a like so more people can find it too. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. There's more coming that will lift you up, support you, and remind you that you are never too old to live well. Here's to stronger bodies, lighter hearts, clearer minds, and a future that feels full of life. Not because we turned back the clock, but because we finally started listening to it. You've got this. Here's to living your best life, at any age.